Good morning, guys. It's Amber here. I did come up with a channel name. I think it says XO Amber, but I think I'm gonna pronounce it Love Amber because I noticed that I was signing each video off XO Amber, and I was like, that's simple. I was like, I do love people and I want the best for them, and I try to move from a place of love, even sometimes if I can come off guard. But I think my intention is always to move with love and move with purity. So I was like, oh, that could be a good channel name unless I think of something better. But let me know what you think about it. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to cash out me, Amber P. Ayala, P-A-Y-A-L-A. Think of yella or yellow, the color yellow, but spell it yalla. So I wanted to talk about this book I'm reading. I haven't been able to get back to it because I've kind of been busy doing other things, but this is what I'm reading right now. It's called Skyful of Elephants by Cebo Campbell. It is one of the most bizarre fucking books I've ever read. I was like, bro, what am I reading? At first I was gonna give up because I was like, it's very wordy, it's not in a style I'm used to. It is a Black author, so I was like, okay, I want to support that, but the premise seems interesting. I'll read it to you and then I'll talk a little bit about where I'm at. So okay, don't judge me, but it's kind of a crazy book. It says, one day a cataclysmic event occurs. All of the white people in America walk into the nearest body of water. A year later, Charlie Brunton is a Black man living in an entirely new world. Having served time in prison after a wrongful conviction, he's now a professor of electric and solar power systems at Howard University when he receives a call from someone he wasn't even sure existed. His daughter, Sydney, a 19-year-old left behind by her white mother and stepfamily. Traumatized by the event and terrified of the outside world, Sydney has spent a year in isolation in Wisconsin. Desperate for help, she turns to the father she never knew, a man she has always resented. Sydney and Charlie meet for the first time as they embark on a journey across a truly post-racial America in search of answers, but neither of them is prepared for this new world and how they see themselves in it. Heading south toward what is now called the Kingdom of Alabama, everything Charlie and Sydney thought they knew about themselves and the world will be turned upside down. Brimming with heart and humor, Cebo Campbell's astonishing debut novels about the power of community and connection, healing and self-actualization. It's a reckoning with what it means to be Black in America in both Charlie's world and ours. When I say this book is insane, it's actually insane. So yeah, kind of like how it says, I'm trying to think, how far am I? I am like the first 100 pages or so, and it's got almost 300 pages. It's like 280 or something like that. So it starts off with Charlie, the dad. He was wrongly convicted of R-wording someone or essaying someone, his child's mother. And I think her family didn't like them together. So she kind of like finessed and, said that he did something that he didn't do. So he got put away. And then, like it said in the book, or the synopsis, all the white people just walked away and kind of drowned themselves. So trying to think of how to explain it. So he gets let out by all the people that are already free, and he kind of reinvents himself. He becomes like a professor at Howard, I think, like a engineer, like electronics professor or electrical engineering. I can't remember the exact thing because I started this like a while ago, maybe like a month ago. And then he gets a call from his daughter that he knew existed, but he had no relationship with her. And she's mixed, obviously, because her mom's white. So she's like, hey, I need you to take me to Alabama or something. Keep in mind, he doesn't have a relationship with the girl. He's never met her or anything. So they meet and it's so awkward. But the storytelling is so good, and you kind of wonder where the characters are going to land, and some strange stuff happens. But I could see it being a movie. It almost kind of gave me Book of Eli vibes, but a little bit different. And certain things were very interesting. There was a scene where they went to the airport. So they have electrical cars. There's no gas or anything like that. So just think there's straight Teslas, but it's deserted in certain parts of the country. So he goes and gets her. They go to the airport, and it's interesting how the airport is set up. So you don't have to pay. All the flights are free. There's different people with different colors on. Yellow could be customer service. Blue could be I'm trying to think. I can't remember the specifics, but it was yellow, red, blue. There were certain meanings. I'm sure there's some symbolism that I'm probably not picking up in here that I'd probably have to read it again. So, and then anyone can come on the flight. So you just have to go to the gate and tell them where you want to go, and then it'll run from this time to this time. But the catch is you can't come back to the airport or be flown back within 30 days. Like, I think you have to like stay there. I can't remember the exact, I might be saying it wrong, but it was very interesting. And then he meets this mechanic with his son, and there kind of forms a bond or like a familial thing there. And it's really interesting. But also I feel bad for Charlie, because it's like he didn't stand a chance. Like, he couldn't prove that, you know, he didn't SA her. He kind of just had to take the fate that was given to him. And unfortunately, I've had quite a few family members deal with this, or they have ended up in the system because maybe they were lacking something inside the home. Not to bash anybody again in my family, but I have somebody, I won't say who, in my family that has been in and out of jail since I was probably like a kid. And now that I think about it, I'm like, I feel like I asked him, I was like, you know, why did you keep going back? Because it was like he just kept doing stints. And he was like, I didn't feel like I like really had a family in the house, so I went and sought one on the road, like in the streets. And I was like, damn. And he's actually one of the smartest people I've ever met. If you hear him talk, you would think he was like Harvard educated. I think some of the most brilliant people, unfortunately, are in prison and jail. And I don't think it rehabilitates you. I think it just traumatizes you even more. And it probably is liable to make somebody snap. I'm not like a huge proponent of jail or prison. Some people, I guess, I feel like if you like abuse kids, like you SA kids or like you R-word kids, something like that, then I kind of feel strongly that something bad should happen to you. I'm sorry. But it's just such a, I don't know how to explain why it's interesting. Just, it's intricate. Like, you can tell the author really took their time and thought about this, but it was interesting how Black people didn't know how to operate now that they didn't have their counterpart there. And then Sydney's story is interesting because she saw her family like literally drown. Like, she tried to stop it from happening, and then she's left to her own devices. And that was interesting. I was like, that must be complicated because she is mixed. She probably did identify more with her Caucasian side because she didn't have access to her father and his side of the family. So it's, I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining it right or explaining it all in detail. I haven't read it in a little bit. That's probably why I'm struggling to like come out with more cohesive thoughts. But I'd say give it a try. I really love reading. It's one of my favorite things to do, is how I decompress. Every morning before I came into work, I would get here. I don't start till 9, but I would get here at 8 because traffic is so bad in the DMV. I just leave my house early because I don't like traffic. Like, I'm like, if I can avoid it, and the longer you wait, like the more chance you have into running into an accident or prolonged traffic. And I'm not trying to be late. I believe in being early. Like, to me, being early is late. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if someone says be there at 2 o'clock, I'm probably gonna be there at 1 or 1:30. Like, I can't do CP time. That is not me. Actually, the funny part is my husband is the one that's on CP time, which is colored people time, which means when people of color are late to events, you have to kind of lie to them and tell them a different time. Usually it's my husband, like, and he's the white one. Like, if it weren't for me, I feel like we wouldn't be on time or early to nothing, because Buddy be just sightseeing and doing whatever. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go hedge the trims. I'm like, bruh, or trim the hedges. I'm like, bruh, like, we have somewhere to be. Like, we need to get ready. God love him. I think he has a touch of ADD, so he just be getting distracted, and he's like, oh, this is important, but it's like, no, it's not. We need to leave. But anyway, when I would come to work, I would get here at 8 and I'd read for like 30 minutes in my car, and that would kind of like set the intentions for my day. But sorry, I just see this family running by with their dog. It's so cute with a little sweater. But anyway, tell me what you guys are reading. Send me a DM. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube now that I think about it. Leave it in the comments. I want more engagement from you guys. Hopefully these are engaging for you. Like, let me know if I'm not hitting the mark, or if you want to hear me talk about other stuff. Something that I try really hard not to talk about is politics or religion, though. That's something I try really hard not to, just because I feel like it can get heated and it can get tense really quick. And I don't really feel comfortable talking to people about that. Even my friends and my family will tell you, like, that's not my thing. Like, that's something I feel like is so private and so sensitive, and it's personal. So, and people can get really heated about that. So I don't really like to engage. I try to let people say their opinion, but I don't really give feedback. So that's something that's totally off limits. That's my boundary. But let me know. I want to hear from you. I want to continue to do this. I want to continue to make interesting content. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me know what you're up to, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.